My parents always had businesses. I was literally born on top of a cafe many, many years ago. So, in between homework and schoolwork, you needed to come down and help out. The least I could do was help her on the weekends to give her a couple of days off. My mother and I had a cafe in Liverpool, in southwest Sydney, and my auntie had another cafe in a different suburb, in Casula. She used to make homemade products amazing. She used to take my grandma's original recipes and make them into cakes and used to sell them at her cafe. The first original biscuit probably stemmed from when we used to have cafes. Being of Greek background, we wanted to look after people.
The Greeks are very generous people, and they like giving out things.
Greece has always had a social life. People haven't got a 9-to-5 job like we have here. So they're always out and about. Cafes, if you're going for a drink, they'll serve you free nuts straight away without a thought. They'll just bring them to the table. If you're having coffee, they will serve you a biscuit, a cake. They will always serve something on the side. Just growing up with that, you see that all the time. You think it's part of life, which we didn't have here.
We wanted to bring that into our clients, into our cafe, to look after our existing clients. So we were getting larger biscuits and cutting them up and putting them on the side of the coffees to look after our clients in a nice little way in the cafes that we had. And then we just saw what happened. Customers loved getting something for nothing, especially when it tasted as good as these products. Within a year, I think we doubled our coffee kilos. That's how the first section of Bitesize started. Roughly at the same time, both sisters got out of the cafes. They took a break because they were working 7 days for 7-8 years. They both rested up a little bit. They came up to me one day and they said, "We want to open up another business." And I said, "That's great. What do you want to do?" And they said, "We want to make Greek-style biscuits and sell them to cafes and they can sell them to clients." And I said, "That's great, because you make amazing stuff, but there's so many people doing that. How can we do something a little bit different?" So after a few days of thinking about it, I came up with the idea of maybe we could convince one cafe owner to give a whole bunch of little free biscuits away to every one of their clients instead of buying them from us and waiting to sell them to their clients. That was an idea that they didn't think was going to work.
Yeah, it was Jeremy's idea that we started doing bite-sized biscuits, which it was very hard because the Greek biscuits, they were all come in big sizes, so it was something new for me.
That was a lot of hard work.
They said, "We can't make small little biscuits." I said, "Of course you can. No, it's not possible. So why don't we just try it?"
Jeremy was involved from day one because he could see what was needed out there. He kept insisting, "Yeah, you can make them smaller." And we kept saying, "No, we can't." And he said, "Yes, you can."
So they were at home and they were practicing and they were cutting little biscuits small, put them in the oven, they'd grow big. Well, you can't have them that big. People can't give such a big biscuit away. It's got to be bite-sized.
He believed in it a lot more than all of us, I think.
It's not possible, So we'd leave them there day after day and a lot of disagreements, a lot of arguments.
"No, we can't. Yes, you can. I give up. I'm not doing this anymore." But we managed.
It's been a long journey. It was so easy to quit along that path.
After a year's time of hard work, we got the size, the texture was there and everything, the ingredients.
They finally got the recipes and the size perfect. 2006 was the year that the first bite-sized biscuit was made at home. I had never any doubt about the flavours and the quality of the product, but if we could get the size right, which was the biggest challenge, and we can convince people, second biggest challenge, to give something away, it's going to help their business.
And slowly Jeremy was doing all the hard work, running outside, getting customers, giving samples out to every shop.
It's crazy to think we were making about 1,000 or 2,000 biscuits a week when it was just the two of them at home, hand-cutting products.
It was the machinery we bought. We stopped using cutting them by hand, So it was hard work for about 5, 6, 7 years, getting a little bit bigger and more comfortable and more relaxed, like with help and machinery.
On last count, I think we do now over 30 million biscuits a year. When you've got demand for the product, it's so easy to cut corners, to put cheaper ingredients, preservatives of flavours, and your profit margin will go up. The ethos of the business is we don't cut corners. If we're not prepared to have the product ourselves and feed it to our own family, our own kids, we don't sell it.
Industry leaders. Industry leaders.
If you've had a complimentary biscuit on the side of your coffee and it tasted amazing, chances are it's come from us. Cafes is how we started, probably represents still 35, 40% of our clients. There's a number of industries now who saw what was happening and tasted the product in their cafe, and then they reached out to us and they wanted to have a high-end quality product to value add to their clients, and that could be hairdressing salon. We deal with a lot of large high-end corporate offices. We do everything from, small little bite-sized biscuits that accompany coffee. We also have a savoury range now that accompanies alcohol and drinks and wine and cocktails. And we also have a hamper range that people want to gratify and thank their clients at the end of the year for Christmas gifts. Every one of our products is basically given away from a client to their clients. It's a token of appreciation. Anyone that's in the space of complimentary is a potential client of ours.
We're just trying to buy the best products, ingredients to put in the biscuits because they're homemade Greek biscuits and we didn't want to change the recipes. It doesn't matter how much they cost. So if I taste it and didn't like it, I wouldn't give it to anyone.
It was so easy for us to buy products from overseas, cheaper ingredients. But as a business, we wanted to make sure that we look after local businesses, that have been affected by fires and drought and floods, which Australia's been hit really, really hard in the last X amount of years. So we've kept to local supplies. I feel like every other business, if they try to do that, they'd support more local jobs. There might be a sprinkling of products that we get from New Zealand, our neighbours, but the majority of the products are Australian made.
Another hard part, trying to keep the quality, doing it commercialised. It's not easy.
A lot of trial and error. We know we needed technology, we needed machinery to help us get there, but we made a choice from the beginning that we never wanted technology to take away from jobs. If we put this efficiency in, if we get this machine, we're not going to lose the staff that we have. Our staff has only grown. We started with 2, 3 of us at home, and now there's over 30. My mum and my auntie have been the cornerstone of this business. Without the tireless hours and efforts, we wouldn't be having this conversation today, and the products wouldn't be where they are. My sister Sophie, she helped us a lot when we were transitioning from a home-based business to a mid-sized small business. A lot of years, and everyone has played their role and helped us to get to where we are. And yes, we have 30 staff, but I see them as 30 people, extension of our family. We have family days, open days, where they bring their partners, their kids. It's a family business, We started with one product, which was the Greek almond shortbread, it's a famous Greek biscuit. We still make that product today, 17 years later. We only do it at Christmas time. It's a seasonal product. Out of the 200 awards that we've won, the almond shortbread's probably won 30 awards by itself. It's the highest award-winning product in Australia.
There's always compliments and awards and everything. Very proud of it. I wish I should have done it 10 years ago. I was younger.
I went to this cafe to grab something, and I thought, those biscuits look familiar, and then I saw, and it was our biscuits. And I thought, wow. Yeah, and he was different. It felt good.
COVID-1, we lost 95% of our clients overnight. So in a blink of an eye, we went from 1,000 clients to maybe 60, 70 clients that were remaining. All of a sudden, we found ourselves with plenty of time. We made an executive decision as a business that despite how hard it's going to be, we're going to not lay off any staff and we're just going to get through this. We're never going to get a better opportunity to come up and brainstorm how we can help the schools. So we created the fundraising boxes during COVID. They were a COVID baby. It took us about a year to perfect the box and how it's going to work. We launched them 2 years ago, and it's been amazing. We've had over 200 schools come on board. Every school that's come on board with us has sold out, and everyone raves about how easy it was, how much money they raised for their school. I had a lady from the PNC a couple of nights ago, and she said, in the one fundraising event that we did with you, we raised more money than we did in the entire 2022, where we're helping the schools and then helping some sick kids along the way through the Bitesize Kids Appeal. The only advice that I could give to anyone that's in business, starting, in the middle, at any stage, just keep going. You know, it's not easy. There's gonna be tough times and probably more tough than good times, but just keep working. Just keep pushing through, and eventually you're gonna get there. Don't give up too early, because success comes with doing the right thing over a long period of time. So just keep going.